I like making.
Turn that down just a smidge. All right. You guys got any questions while we're doing this? Pop them in chat. We'll see what happens. But again, Inside Star Citizen, Alpha 411, Mission Impossible.
Missions because it's an intellectual challenge and it's a creative challenge. I like playing through the content and seeing things through a player's eyes and trying to craft an experience.
Do you think players like missions?
I hope players like missions.
Do you play on our servers? That is my question. Do you play on the PU? Sorry.
In Alpha 411, we are going to be dropping about 60 new missions.
Wow.
And it's going to be our biggest drop since 4.0. Let's start with our big headliner, Hunt the Polaris. Hunt the Polaris is a mission where the Frontier fighters have stolen a UEE Polaris, which was bound for Invictus, and they're trying to escape with it and get it back to Pirate. Your job is to stop them.
We can't let them get away.
In order to stop them, you are chasing them around Stanton. You have to search for them, you have to ambush them, you have to defend other ships from them as well as they continue on their path to Pyro.
When you encounter the Polaris, it won't be alone. It will have some Frontier fighter friends as backup.
Let's get the hell out of here.
What's really cool about this mission is you don't even have to do it alone.
The Polaris quantumed away.
The UE have sent their own guys as well, and there's a...
The Polaris is going to be able to escape? Well, that's a turn of events. So are you going to have to bring an interdiction ship with you to make sure it can't go anywhere? Because that's a pretty cool thing if that's what we're seeing. I'm intrigued.
hammerhead that, if you keep alive, will help keep you alive too.
The UE will be there with a hammerhead? Okay.
I think it'll be a really good test of just how strong your friends are, and yourself too.
Next, there are 12 different patrol contracts split between Headhunters and Foxwell.
Foxwell being the faction that gives you the legal version of these missions, and
Will the Foxwell missions not fail within 30 seconds of them starting? Because that would be nice.
Headhunters will give you the...
Sorry. For context, for me at least, the orange level contracts for Foxwell fail like clockwork 30 seconds after they start. I have proven it on stream multiple times, but they fail within 30 seconds. Hopefully these don't fail unless you screw up is my hope, I guess. But even then, it's like, that's why I don't do anything higher than the yellow ones, is because they fail each and every time.
Version of these missions, and Headhunters will give you the illegal version.
Foxwell Enforcement, they've hit hard times, so their background checks and whoever they hire is a bit more loosey-goosey.
Headhunters are now operating for the first time in Stanton. The Headhunters want you to patrol an area of space that they consider their own and make sure their interests are allowed to operate safely.
The patrol missions in 411 are a little different than our standard missions. We wanted a mission that was not linear. You will go to a point throughout space, and it will randomly generate between our pool of current objectives. Currently, there's 4 objectives that it can generate between. So you'll go to point number 1. It will pick between one of those 4 objectives for you to complete. Once you complete it, it will send you to another point in space where it will generate another objective, and so on until you've completed 3 points.
Okay.
Scans are showing outlaws inbound.
Objective 1 is a traditional kill all the ships that appear.
So I'm not crazy. The ship I just saw was not the Valkyrie. I'm pretty sure Doc saw my face when I saw that, and I'm like, hold on, that's not the Valkyrie. Right? Okay.
Of current objectives between our pool of current.
Okay, now I see it. Whatever this little thing up here is. Oh, wait. No, that was on the bottom of the ship. Ballast 4 boosters. Okay.
That was not linear. You will go
right there. Okay, there it is. It is the Asgard. So that sneak peek from what, last week? Was that last Friday? I believe that sneak peek was. That is either the missile turret, the missile bay, on the new Guardian MX, I guess. Could be MI. That would be dumb. That's either the missile bay for the new Guardian variant we know is coming, or it's part of this one, I guess, maybe. But it's the top thing on this ship that throws me off, because we know nothing about the Asgard. We really don't know anything about the Asgard.
Go to a point throughout space, and it will randomly generate between our pool of current.
That is not a normal gun turret. The ship's actually, debuted and released. Let me love the ship. At the Valkyrie, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I need a new ship to love. Oh yeah, it's right there on the side too, Asgard. Oh, I see it. Okay, it looks pretty.
Current objectives. Currently, there's 4 objectives that it can generate between. So you'll go to point number 1. It will pick between one of those 4 objectives for you to. Number 1, it will pick between one of those 4 objectives for you to complete. Once you complete it, it will send you to another point in space where it will generate another objective, and so on until you've completed 3 points.
Scans are showing outlaws inbound.
Objective 1 is a traditional kill all the ships that appear. That doesn't really require any more explanation. Objective 2 is protect a ship that's under attack from the bad guys. Objective 3 is a new objective called Search and Destroy. And Objective 4 is what we're calling the empty objective.
Not seeing anything.
Where you show up and actually nothing happens. I have to say that so people don't think it's a bug. Search and Destroy
Something is supposed to happen.
A new objective that we've created. We wanted an objective that was less heavy on combat.
The player will go to the location and they'll receive a certain number of areas to discover. It's up to the player to go there and ping and scan with their ship scanners and discover what's going to happen. The player may discover friendly probe, that's one of the UEEs. You're just going there to make sure it's all operational.
Everything is in order.
And then you get
Or
attacked.
you may discover that there's a hostile one. It's been hacked by another organization and
There
you're
we
there
go.
to destroy it.
Seems this satellite's been hacked by outlaws. We're gonna have to take it out.
In some cases, if you destroy it, then the people who own the satellite won't be very happy with you, so they'll
Just
team
give me
in
more
and start
combat.
attacking you.
Give me more ship combat with enemy AI that isn't dumb.
That if this mission goes over well, we can slowly add to that pool to make Patrol a sort of mission that will continue to expand upon until we have, say, 15 or 20 random objectives that.
Hold on. This is a Guardian. These are not the MFDs of a Guardian. This is new. These are not the MFDs of a Guardian. Notice how when devs play, it doesn't say what ship they're in up here in the upper right. Anyways, I'm really hoping all Guardians get this rework and all of this stuff is down here, because this is so much nicer. This is so much cleaner than what the current version of cockpit and stuff that we have in the Guardian is there. It's all the way up here at the top. It doesn't look clean. This looks so much better. Please let this be like an immediate rework that this ship is getting in terms of the HUD and all this other fun stuff, please.
That can trigger. But really, we're only going to do that if you guys like it, so let us know how you feel.
He does not like being on camera.
My students call me Gilly.
Longtime players might remember Gilly from the tutorial from way back in the day. Gilly is a very experienced combat veteran. It was really good to have him in the game the first time round.
Gilly also appears in 3 new Invictus training exercises,
Nice.
where you'll be able to be shown what a patrol mission could be like.
Prepare to engage.
Titan.
This is not a tutorial,
Or
but
adventure.
it is a series of increasingly difficult combat scenarios.
These 3 missions are so that the player can feel like they're part of the UEE, so that they can get a taste of what it's like to be part of the organization that protects Stanton.
Congrats on completing another part of your course.
These are just here while the Invictus event is on to add a little bit more flavor.
There are also now 12 new ambush contracts,
Nice.
also split between Foxwell and Headhunters.
An ambush mission is where you lie in wait
His beard
for
is magnificent.
your target to appear before striking them fast and hard.
So it's a mission for.
No, for tactical masterminds.
Okay, Jared.
So Foxwell is giving these ambush missions because they are being paid by outside contractors to take down dangerous individuals around the Stanton and Pyro systems, which are causing trouble for their clients.
Nice. Done.
And Handhunters, well, they just ambush anyone. They want stuff.
When you get to the ambush
getting new
location,
locations, too.
you will be asked to hide inside a new high emission zone.
Which means that
Why are
the
you
enemy
not wearing
can't detect
helmets?
you when they jump in.
Did your mother's
So
not
first there's
teach
a
you
wave of
anything?
Scouts that shows up, and they're going to scan for their valuable transport to arrive on time. And since they don't detect you, they give the all clear. The target arrives, and that's the moment you jump out of the high emission zone, which will make you appear on radar, but it's too late for them to escape, and that's when you take down the cargo hauler.
I was gonna say,
I'm really
that
excited
turret has
about
got to be
these missions
manned.
because the high mission zones will unlock further options for anyone to make really cool missions, both PvE and PvP related.
Many of these new missions have a chance to spawn an ace pilot.
Scans just picked up a ship that we've tagged as extremely dangerous.
They are either aligned with the headhunters or the UEE. You won't always know when they're going to arrive. So they will always be a sort of rogue variable inside those missions that you'll have to deal with.
Talking about their skill level.
Oh yeah, their skills crank. I can't crank it any harder.
Challenge
Skill
me.
is definitely their name.
Like, granted, I'm not a PvP pilot, but
Oh, that was awesome.
And
Challenge
if
me.
you are lucky enough to be able to take him out, you can loot his corpse, and he will have some considerable amount of guild script on him.
nice.
These script are in-game items that you can pick up and collect.
Best car.
You are getting one script for the council and one script for the mercenary guild. And you can use them as currency for collector missions. He really, really wants these guild script. As part of Invictus, we are adding our very first ones as a kind of scavenger hunt around the halls.
Oh, people are going to be fighting.
We're also giving them away as mission rewards for the new combat missions. So there will be even more ways to get those new collector ships. Oh, there's also new collector ships this patch, but I don't know what they are.
I do.
I like him. He seems
Of
to
course,
enjoy what he does.
It wouldn't be Invictus without visiting the Invictus halls.
This year's Invictus Launch Week returns to Area 18.
Nice.
As you're in the shuttle and approaching the Better Convention Center, you get met with the new slogan of this year's Invictus.
That's a no-fly zone.
As you walk out of the shuttle, we walk into the lobby and we take the elevator down. We get met with the beautiful hologram of the mighty Idris itself.
Of course.
As we're walking further into the halls, you'll be able to find all the new ships for this year's Invictus. We can see that this year's Invictus looks a little bit different than what we're used to. This year Invictus will not feature different daily layouts, but instead has a better, well-crafted layout for the entire duration of Invictus. We can see that there's extra care being taken in the presentation of the ships. This really shows the might of the UEE.
Old. It is the Guardian MX. MTC. What is this? What is this? So it is called the Guardian MX. Yeah, that's the Asgard. That was displayed earlier in the video.
But instead has a...
It was funny because I saw the ship and I kind of cocked my head and looked at it and I'm like, and I thought to myself in my head, I'm like, that doesn't look like a Valkyrie. And then Doc said something which did whatever.
better, well-crafted layout for the entire duration of Invictus.
Super Hornet.
We can see that there's extra care being taken in the presentation. This really shows the might of the UEE. At the entrance of the halls, we can see the rental kiosks. This is where you'll this year be able to rent the various ships. Make sure to return to these kiosks as they are on a daily / bi-daily rotation. Invictus this year is
exactly,
not just
Doc.
about ships, but it's about the way that you customize your ships, how you create your own experience.
How you customize your ships and upgrade components, whether purchased or salvaged, and then the next patch, there's 70-30 chance, 70% meaning they're gone, that all of that stuff you picked up is going to disappear and or purchased is going to disappear. But I digress.
With your vehicles and how you truly make your vehicles your own.
This looks like a military-based vehicle from Grey Cat. But knowing every other ground vehicle with wheels, it is going to have built-in hydraulics when they're not supposed to, and just continue to bounce around. I'm being very pessimistic right now. I apologize. But it's just the things we've been dealing with for the longest time. Like, ground vehicles should be stupidly fun, but most often they're not.
So let's check out the Idris tour at Area 18 Central. As you walk and you look up, you can already see that the Idris is hanging straight above. We'll go towards the IO North Tower and take the elevators up. As we continue over the platform, we get met with the Idris itself. Please take some time to explore.
Nice to meet you, by the way.
I'm super excited about Invictus this year. I think we've done something super excited about.
Hello. Well, that just looks sexy as hell. That looks fun.
Invictus this year. I think we've done something a little bit unexpected. I think the way that everything came together really clicked this year. I hope that
now let's just make sure we get the Armistice Zone put in.
The care and love that we put into making this year's Invictus special.
Overall, 411 is a big suite of ship combat content. It's been a little while since we've gotten to do something like this.
You did it at IAE, but okay.
We've heard some of the criticism that sometimes we're FPS citizen, and we hope this goes some way to help address it.
That's
How do you feel having this patch sit on your shoulders?
I think it's a lot of pressure, but it's also very, very motivating. There's a lot of work to do, but we know we can do it. Just got to get it done.
I like him. He seems like good people.
And as you can see, this year's Invictus is going to operate just a little differently than years before. Now, in addition to the more than 60 new mission contracts being added to Alpha 411, there's also a new way to earn secondary currency for Wicklow and, in the future, his guild brethren, new ace pilots to test the mettle of our greatest flyers, and then, of course, our first tour of the Idris Peacekeeper and a more robust convention center than ever before. One that loses the rotating inventory to highlight all the ships arriving at this year's event simultaneously. There's also those new flight blades y'all have been talking about online, and even some weapon and item packs that'll let you breathe new life into existing vehicles like never before. You can learn all about that stuff on the robertsspaceindustries.com website as the event starts proper on May 15th. And then it continues to cycle through all of our manufacturers every 2 days until the end of the event. That part stays the same. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you. And we'll start learning about the last 4 vehicles making their debut at this year's event next week. And then the week after. It's a 2-week thing.
Saw that coming.
One minute later. Oh, and before I forget, the ISC team is hiring. We're looking for 2 more of the game capture folks. You know, those people that make the B-roll and stuff. You get to work in the most broken builds imaginable for like weeks before Evocati, and they're on NDA. So, and then you have to try to make unfinished stuff look great. It's legit some of the hardest work that we've got. But boy, is it cool and fun, and you get to work with some of the best people.
Do I have to move to England?
Not me, but others. You know, you can find the listing at cloudimperiumgames.com/jobs. Hopefully it's right there at the bottom. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, that's it. And we'll start learning about the last 4 vehicles making their debut.
So there's 4 more ships. So we know the Starlancer tech. So taking things what he says with you know, at face value, it says there's 4 more ships. We know about the Asgard. We know about the Guardian. There also looks like there's a new ground vehicle from Greycat coming. I could be wrong on that, but I'm not aware of any vehicle called the MTC. So I'm thinking we're getting interchangeable turrets on the Asgard, because when the Asgard is on display later in the video, there are two. You can see two Panthers laser repeaters up top.
Objectives.
And I do not see those there. Yeah, that sneak peek was this is a missile turret. We're getting interchangeable turrets on the Asgard. So there's another shot of that rail right there. And then we'll bring this back out. So there's going to be interchangeable turrets on the Asgard, which tells me there's going to be a top turret, bottom turret, and you can swap them back and forth, put the missiles on top, the missiles on bottom. So this is a picture of the Anvil Asgard. This is most definitely the Anvil Asgard. This is the remote missile turret. You look at those bars on the bottom, like I mentioned multiple times earlier, and then you look at that right there. Yeah, so this turret can be, so we're going to have interchangeable turrets on the top, and which top and bottom turrets, which are interchangeable, so on and so forth. And this is a picture of it being on the bottom of the ship. Unless for some reason they put it on the top of the ship and they took a picture and then just rotated it 180 degrees. Yep.
Currently,
so that's the Asgard.
4 objectives that it can generate between. So you'll go to point number 1.
Absolutely, that's the Asgard.
Oh,
yeah.
One of those 4 objectives.
So now, can you see the bottom?
Currently.
Yep. Yep, there's a turret down there. There's a gun turret down there. Because again, when you see this at the show, Asgard now has the gun turret up top. And I'm fairly certain it's got a missile turret down here at the bottom. I think these are pilot guns. These are pilot guns. Oh, maybe that is the turret right there. I want a new favorite ship. I do. I don't know what it's going to be, but I need a new favorite ship. Yeah, so new vehicle coming from Greycat. So again, we know about the Star Lancer tech. So that's 1. Then he said 4 more. So we've got apparently new Greycat, Guardian MX, Anvil Asgard. Is there an actual 5th in this case based on? Is there a 4th one that I'm not aware of? Haven't really shown here.
It's been a little while.
And they do keep showing a Hornet. I swear to Christ, if we get another Hornet variant, I'm going to lose my mind. I love my Super Hornet. Don't get me wrong. I still want an F-7A, but oh my Lord, I have way too many Hornets. So that's a Super Hornet Heartseeker package set up there. That's a Saber. That's the TAC.
Goes some way to help.
If that is the stock paint on the Star Lancer TAC, I'm gonna love it for a short while because that looks matte black and gorgeous. That is the inside Star Citizen Alpha 411. I'm looking forward to Invictus. I enjoy the events. I enjoy IAE. I enjoy the events and having everything on display. It's something else to do other than cargo hauling, mining, salvaging, combat, everything here and there. It gives us something to do. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get back to video games, shall we?